get the coin flip to start. The actual gameplay in Pokemon is I've really been enjoying it. It's very different than the gameplay in like Hex and Magic and even Hearthstone and other games like Hearthstone to a degree. Their mana system where you gain a resource per turn and then play cards for the resource cost is all very similar. And Pokemon is just very, very different from that. If you're interested in how the mechanics of Pokemon itself works, check out this video. Is about 10 minutes long. It's by the Tulare Community College guy. He does excellent videos, and it'll kind of give you a feel for how the mechanics of the Pokemon game itself work here. So the game itself has a lot of the game itself has a lot of searching and redraws in it. So like this card here that I just played, let me search my deck for 3 Pokemon, so that way I can get these Pokemon out every time that I want to get going. I'm going to go ahead and play this Trainer Mail, which lets me look at the top 4 cards in my deck, and it lets me put any... what's the word I'm looking for? It lets me put any trainer, which is kind of like a spell card, from them into my hand. I'll go ahead and play this next Trainer Mail out here. Yeah, I'll grab this Reverse Valley. This lets my Dark Pokemon deal extra damage on attacks. But actually, yeah, I'll take that. Might as well. They might have a Valley of their own to, like, bump this out, but I think this is fine. Stadium card. I'm going to play this out. And one of the big things that's different about Pokemon from other traditional TCGs that like have a Magic-esque theme is that your resources get attached directly onto the Pokemon themselves rather than being a pool that you like use and activate from. I think I'm just going to slide this other energy onto Darkrai here. Then I'm going to play this Shaymin card that I searched up with the Hoopa, which lets me draw until I have 6 cards in my hand. I can go ahead and put this Fighting Fury belt on here. And then Giratina is actually not very good. I'm not going to compare it to it. It's way more expensive. Yet the free-to-play portion of the online free-to-play is very reasonable. And one of the things I really like that they do is that they have a... part of their free-to-play portion where you just have theme decks that you play with, and there's theme deck only versus mode, basically. This card, Ultra Ball, lets me discard 2 cards from my hand to search my deck for a Pokemon, so I went and got another Shaymin here, which lets me draw up to 6 cards. We're looking for more copies of the card Elixir to put more onto my Pokemon here. And then I hit this double dragon energy, but I kind of want to switch out, so this Volcanion... Well, I guess this Volcanion's not likely to attack me next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn here. So there's 2 different types of trainers. There's item cards like this, and you can play as many items as you want in a single turn. And then there's supporter cards. You can only play 1 supporter per turn. So like one of the resources that you have to manage while you're playing is how many supporters you're playing in a given turn. Or how you're managing your use of supporters, since you only have 1 of them to play in a particular turn. My opponent played a card called N, which we actually had in our hand too, and that each player shuffles their cards from their hand back into their deck and then draws new hands with the number of cards equal to their amount of prize cards. I guess stadiums are basically like items. A stadium is a card that sits here and has an effect for both players. So my opponent's playing Volcanion, but it looks like they have a Remoraid here, so they probably don't have Shaymins in their deck. Likely a budget configuration here for my opponent. I'm going to go ahead and put this double dragon energy on my Salamence. Then I'm going to go ahead and switch to my Darkrai here. I'm going to go ahead and play this Skyla out for a Max Elixir, and then try and get Max Elixir going on one of my other guys here. Darkrai is my primary attacker, and what he does is he does 20 damage plus 20 more for each dark energy on all of my Pokemon, and these double dragon energies count as all types when I put them on a dragon. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 dark energies. I'm going to play this to try and find another, and I missed. This looks at my top 6 cards for a basic energy, and will attach it if I find one. So since I have 4 energies right now, this is going to do 80 plus 20 is 100, and then Fighting Fury Belt makes it do 10 more for 110, and then my Reverse Valley makes my Dark Pokemon do another 10 on top of that, so this is going to do 120 on this attack. I don't know that the Tier 1 decks are that much more expensive than the Tier 1 decks in Hex, Coach. What's it called aside? The word I'm looking for is Mono Ruby Angus aside. The Tier 1 competitive decks in Hex aren't that cheap compared to Pokemon. They're cheap compared to Magic, but everything's cheap compared to Magic. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have Hex Maniac last turn, so that way he couldn't Octillery this turn. Yeah, that's almost certainly true. Hex Maniac is a supporter that allows me to disable all Pokemon abilities until end of turn, which are like the things that this uses to draw extra cards and stuff like that. It would have prevented my opponent from using their Steam Up ability here as well. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Alright, so I drew a Dark Energy here. I'm going to put this on Salamence. So now this is attacking for, last turn it was 120, this is now 140. This has 170 health here. Oh, I'm down 10 from this, though. I'm going to go ahead and play out Darkrai and Giratina onto my bench. Normally you can only have 5 Pokemon on your bench, but my opponent has a stadium that lets us each have extra. It's more than that for a paper Pokemon deck, but a digital Pokemon deck is less than that. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Hex Maniac here so he can't Steam Up next turn, and then just go ahead and Dark Pulse here. So this does 130, which my opponent has a Fighting Fury Belt on here, which I also have, which gives his Pokemon extra 40 hit points. This has 170 health right now. So this Salamence does damage equal to the amount of EX Pokemon my opponent has. So my opponent has 1, 2, 3 EX, which are kind of stronger, bigger, scarier Pokemon in play right now. So this Salamence is attacking for 150, 160. If they play another EX Pokemon out, the Salamence will start attacking for 210. That turn I didn't play the Hex Maniac out is really going to cost us. Sounds like Declan's awake from his nap. I'm going to run up and grab him here in a second. Let's see if they have a switch to switch this out. My guy only has 100 and... Alright. So I can knock his guy out here, but then this is going to get to kill... This guy's going to get to kill my Darkrai on the crackback, basically. I'm going to go ahead and Skyla here. Get a trainer out of my deck. I think I'm just going to grab a Sycamore for next turn. That way I can draw a new hand of 7, basically. Let's go ahead and Darkrai and knock his guy out and collect a prize. I'm going to get knocked out by his Volcanion next turn, but that's fine, I think. We have the Salamence ready to go next. I started playing Pokemon about a month or so ago. One of my buddies has been playing it for a long time. He'd been bugging me to get into it last year, but I had a lot going on with Magic and Hex and other stuff. But with doing slightly less Magic stuff this year, I told him I'd give it a try. They have a lot of very reasonable paper events in terms of prizes, and the online client is very, very slick and beautiful, so... It is against the TOS to buy singles for money on Pokemon TCGO, but there are websites that will set up pack trades. You can buy booster pack codes for cash and then set up booster pack trades for the cards you're looking for in Pokemon TCGO. They're going to Lysandre. Are we going to put the Salamence up? That's bad for me. Oh, wait, what? I thought they were going to steam up and kill this, but... Huh. Well, let's Sycamore here and draw a bunch of cards. We did not find a double dragon energy, unfortunately. Trainer Mail, see what we got. Grab a Float Stone for now. Really kind of wanted to hit an Elixir there. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. If they have a Switch in their hand, they could, like, switch to this and then Float Stone back and attack with this again next turn. Almost certainly putting this energy on here. Our Elixir's bricking early really hurt us. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 energies right now. And we've got 6 energies right now. So that means this is attacking for 120, 140, 150 points of damage. This is attacking for 160. So I guess I'm just hitting with this. And this has 220 hit points because it's got the Fighting Fury belt on it, plus the base 180. Oh, they just have a Pokemon Ranger, so they can attack and kill my guy. With Starmie and Octillery going, we are not in a good spot this game. I don't even know if this is a budget version, because I've seen Starmie before. It's definitely cheaper, but I don't know if it's different. It might just be different rather than being cheaper for the sake of cost. Correct, Coach. I'm going to return some energies to their hand here. Oh, nope. They have a Shaymin. Okay, so they're just like, this is just like a non-Hoopa build, basically. I'm going to go ahead and put this Darkrai up, because I would prefer to put the one with more health up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end here, which will shuffle both of our hands back into our deck, and I'll draw 5 cards, and they'll draw 4 cards. So they're going to be down 2 cards from where they were. Well, that was a crap case scenario for me. I didn't hit an energy. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and concede here. They're just going to end up knocking our guy out. I needed another dark energy. I can only put this dragon energy on dragon Pokemon, and I don't have any more draws or redraws here, so I'll be right back. I'm going to run and grab my youngest from his crib, and then we're going to play some more matches of Pokemon here before we close out the day. Thanks for hanging out, folks.
Hi, Internet. My name is Declan.
Look at that cute time. Want that? Oh. Alright, so in Pokemon, you only mulligan when you don't have basics in your opener, so we don't have any basics here, so our hand will get revealed to our opponent, and then we will draw a new hand here, and then every time we have to mulligan, our opponent gets to draw an extra card. No basics again. There's only 10 basics in our deck, so hit some mulligans on occasion. I have a Darkrai in the opener. This hand is real bad. We don't have a Skyla or an Ultra Ball or a Trainer Mail or an N or a Sycamore or any of our 20 tutors. So opponents plus a bunch of cards for mulligans, and we are on a poop hand. It looks like our opponent's playing Rainbow Road, which is a deck that I've played a little bit here on stream as well. Hit on their Elixir. That's pretty good. There's a Shaymin. So this is the key card in Rainbow Road. It allows my opponent to attack for 30 for each different type of Pokemon on their bench. What is with the cup of little spikes in the corner? That's the tip cup. When you cheer on Twitch, it puts the bits into the cup. Our hand, our opponent did a bunch of stuff. We're going to play an energy and pass the turn, so almost certainly going to lose this game. Probably this turn, actually. So, the mulligan system in Pokemon, you don't really get options with it, but a lot of the times the decks are so dense with trainers that create redundancy that you don't have too many non-games like that, but you do still occasionally have a non-game. It's really no different than, like, missing your third resource in Hex or Magic and then dying because of it. This is the full game. Full card game that you play in paper, you can play online. I'd like to play first. Okay, we've got a Darkrai, and then Hoopa we're playing for its setup ability, so we're not going to play that out to our bench to start because we get an effect when we play this out. Opponent is mulliganing here. So they're playing a Dark Garbodor deck, so they might be on the Turbo Darkrai deck that just won the Atlanta regional. There are formats in Pokemon. We are currently playing Pokemon Standard Constructed format. They have Hoopa as their opener. That's not very good for them. Alright, we're going to Hoopa up here. We're going to grab... I don't actually think I want a Shaymin off of here. I think I'm just getting, like, Darkrai Salamence done, because I'm probably going to Sycamore here. Yeah, I'm just going to get... Darkrai Salamence done. I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put Fighting Fury Belt on here. I'm going to put Float Stone on here. I'm going to go ahead and Trainer Mail and see what we get. And do I want to N or do I want to do I want to Sycamore? I think I'd rather just Sycamore, honestly, so I'm just not going to get anything with this. I'm going to go ahead and put Double Dragon Energy on here, put Faded Town into play, and then cast the Sycamore. I mean, I tried to join the draft. It wasn't firing. I did my best. I already have an N in my hand, so I'll just grab this Enhanced Hammer, which lets me discard a special energy if my opponent plays one out next turn. Unfortunately, didn't find any elixirs here to really get a fast start going, but we deployed some Pokemon, put some tools out and stuff here, so not too worried about it. Alright, another double dragon's not bad for Salamence here. We put a Float Stone on this Darkrai, that's our active Pokemon, so he can retreat for free. Yep, they are playing the Darkrai deck. So yeah, I'm just gonna... Oh my god, why did I do that? Oh, this has a Float Stone on it, and I just burned a Switch for no reason. It was what you could call a punt. I'm not ending because my opponent only has one card left in their hand. Not quite that tilted. The biggest thing between the game now and the game 20 years ago is that these thing called EX Pokemon exists now. And what EX Pokemon are is they have generally a little bit better attacks and much higher health. But when you knock them out, you get to draw 2 prizes. So you see, actually, right now, both my opponent, all we have is EX Pokemon in play. Burning that Switch will easily cost us this game. I don't know, easily, but it could possibly. It's the little things. So this Giratina, if I find a Fighting Fury Belt, which is funny because this Reverse Valley was almost a Fighting Fury Belt. If I find a Fighting Fury Belt, this can one-hit KO my opponent's guy. Alright, we found the Fighting Fury Belt. So Beastly Fang does 50 for each EX Pokemon my opponent has, plus 10 from the Fighting Fury Belt. So this will do 170, which will knock out my opponent's Giratina. Looks like we're actually just playing a straight-up mirror here. The data that Pokemon has available to it is really pretty slim. It's one of the worst parts about getting a feel for the game. And my opponent played an Enhanced Hammer of their own there, which allowed them to discard one of my special energy. And their last card's a card that lets them draw a bunch of cards. That's annoying. They're going to get rid of my hand, and then now they draw 6 because they have 6 prizes, and I'm only going to draw 4 because I have 4 prizes. And is one of the most brutal cards in this game. It can easily take a game from where you're really far ahead and put you very far behind. Switch off of here, probably. They're going to hit on both their elixirs. Of course they are, so this is going to deal 120 to my guy now. Lead on Trainer Mail. Grab an elixir. Elixir to start. Alright, well, we hit on our elixir at least. That's a good start. An in-depth guide. If you check out this... Check out this video from the professor. There's a lot of content out there for this game, I feel like. I have a professor in here, right? there's Professor Sycamore. So I'm going to go ahead and Super Rod, since I'm going to discard the Sycamore anyways, and put this Dark Energy back in my deck. And then I'm going to go ahead and Verse Seeker and return this Supporter to my hand. And then play out this Sycamore to draw 7 cards. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and Trainer Mail here. Grab an Elixir, sweet. Then I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball here, discarding these 2 and go find a Shaymin. Shaymin lets me draw up to 6 cards in my hand. I played an energy at this turn, I haven't, so I'm going to put an energy on here, and then I'm going to go ahead and play both these Elixirs. So hopefully we don't brick on both of them. Sweet. Alright, we hit on one of them at least. And I can go ahead and Shaymin up to 6 cards in hand here. Looking for a switch. Man, that switch that we burned earlier could easily be costing us here. I could switch to this other Darkrai and attack for 100. That doesn't seem awful, I guess. If he puts a Fighting Fury belt on here, it kicks up to 220 health. That would be a little annoying. We're going to end here, so they're going to drop to 6, and we're going to draw down to 4. Alright, another Double Dragon. Max Elixir is not bad. See if this is a Shaymin or a Garbodor. Garbodor is the evolution of the Trubbish. They play this card to shut down Pokemon abilities. Another Darkrai. Yeah, that makes sense too. Get that set up. Do they have another Shaymin in their hand already, perhaps? Or, there's the Fighting Fury belt for... Oh, we're putting it on that one. Okay. There's the switch we wanted last turn. I'm going to go ahead and start with Max Elixir, see what we find. Alright, we hit. Put that on here. I have to put the Double Dragon energy on a dragon. And I'm going to go ahead and retreat this for this, and then Dark Pulse and knock your guy out. Pick up 2 prizes here. So now I only have to knock out 1 more EX Pokemon of my opponent, or 2 regular Pokemon. Please don't have a good last card. Please don't have a good last card. Sweet. My last card's not good. So, how much... Oh, do I have a Lysandre in here? I don't have a Lysandre in there, that's sad. Lysandre... So, Verse Seeker lets me return a supporter from my discard pile to my hand, and Lysandre would let me put this Hoopa up and attack it for lethal. So, I'm attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... So that's 140, so it's not quite enough. I'm going to go ahead and put this energy on Shaymin, I think. I guess I should just, like, attack you twice, right? Like, that's gotta be ideal. Meh. So, hit for 190. He can retreat this back to here and knock my guy out, and then he gets some of my energy gone. Yep, just retreat back. This guy attacks for 80 now, which does knock my guy out and give him his first prizes. Wait, oh, it doesn't knock my guy out, actually, so they're just dead? Yeah, they're just dead. Never mind. Alright. Because they had to discard energies from their guy, which reduces the amount of dark energies they have, which means they deal less total damage. Fighting Fury belt hype. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why this deck's so good. Like, having Pokemon with 220 hit points is huge. It's so much life. My opponent's on the play. They're playing a mono blue deck, which generally means Grinja in Standard. Yeah, playing Grinja. Alright, so we're going to get to draw some extra cards here from their mulligans. Hopefully they don't end us on the first turn. Well, if they end us, they won't be too sad. This could possibly be an Ultra Ball or an N or something, but our hand is kind of medium right now. Salamence is also not very good in this matchup. My family from many forevers ago has Dutch origins, yeah. We've been in the United States for many generations, though, and I have a thorough mix of everything. Well, that turns off Pokemon abilities. Start on Trainer Mail, see what we get. Oh, there's an N. Now I have to decide, do I want a Skyla for Ultra Ball? I could Skyla for Ultra Ball here, and then, like, get a Darkrai going on my bench. That doesn't seem awful. And then I can end the following turn. Yeah, I think I like that. It's one of the reasons I'm playing a couple copies of Skyla in this deck. It's like virtual copies of Elixir and Ultra Ball and all these other things that you kind of want access to. I'm going to discard this N and this energy because these Verse Seekers can put the N back in my hand when I need it. Hopefully this Elixir doesn't miss. God bless. So Elixir looks at the top 6 cards of our deck and puts one of them into, or attaches a basic energy from one of them to something on our bench. Having an N set up for next turn is nice because this Talonflame Arrow Blitz says you get to search your deck for 2 cards and put them into your hand, so I'm just getting the Frogadairs going. So Frogadair uses his water duplicates to put copies of himself onto the bench from their deck. So we've got a bunch of 70 hit point frogs here. Switch is actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just play that. And then I'm going to go ahead and end here. I didn't play an energy out yet because I want a double dragon to put on here. Trainer Mail to get started here. Another Max Elixir. Yeah, getting a bunch of Elixirs going seems fine. This game does not have a limited format. Grab an energy here. All of our Elixirs are hitting, which feels great. Go ahead and put this extra energy on. I'm going to spread these out on the Darkrays, actually. Yeah, I'm going to spread these out because they can attack our bench. And then I already played a supporter for the turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and attack here. And this attack does 100 total because I have 4 dark energies and then plus 20 more. Like you can't tempt the fates like that. We flew too close to the sun. We got the light in our eyes. So if they use Talonflame here, I'm certainly going to end next turn just because it takes the 2 cards that they searched out of their deck and then shuffles them away. If they use they put Grinja up here, I might Verse Seeker the Skyla and Enhanced Hammer, just to knock the special water energy off that he has here. He's got a lot of Grinjas, though, so I'm not sure that the Enhanced Hammering that off is going to be very useful. Might end regardless. Do I have a Sycamore in here? I don't. Okay, yeah, and he just used the search effect on the Talonflame, so I'm definitely ending this turn because they're drawing 2 cards of their choice, plus they have these 6 randoms here. So this Verse Seeker is going to grab N out of our discard pile. Yeah, Verse Seeker for N, and then go ahead and play this N. So I'm only going to draw 5 cards here, but they're going to draw 6, and they're not going to have the 2 that they want from this Talonflame, ideally. Man, this hand is bad. So they have the Silent Lab in play, which makes this not have an ability, so I can't just go get a Shaymin. I'm going to go ahead and put this Fighting Fury belt on here. I don't think I really want to put this Giratina on my bench. It's really unfortunate that I bricked on an energy in those 5 cards, because with the Fighting Fury belt, this would be a lethal attack, and right now it is not a lethal attack. It's only 110. There's a card limit, so the Frogadair, the second stage, the first stage of this evolution chain, it searches your deck for 3 copies of itself and puts them on your bench. And then there's cards like this Dive Ball that lets him find specific water Pokemon. And Pokemon in general just has lots of tutors and search effects, so the decks that you're playing are often doing the same thing very consistently over and over and over again. Man, still haven't hit a... Hex Maniac actually a good pickup here because it disables Pokemon abilities, and this Grinja here has an ability where it can discard energies to deal 60 damage to a Pokemon of your choice, which is what he's doing here. He's discarding energy from his hand to deal 60 to my guy. I think this matchup's kind of bad for us. So Shadow Stitching says your opponent... Oh, so they'll have no abilities regardless. That sucks. I'm going to put this Darkrai on my bench. I'm going to play this Faded Town out just to bump his Stadium there. If I attack his guy, he put a Bursting Balloon tool on here, which if I attack, I'll take 60. So I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to N either particularly. I really don't have a good line here. I'm going to get Skyla here. And then Skyla the hammer and take his non-basic energy off. Oh, my hammer is not in my deck. That's unfortunate. It's not my discard pile, right? Yep, must be in the prizes. Huh. And he used Shadow Stitching, so I can't even just get an Ultra Ball here, an Ultra Ball for Shaymin, because Shaymin has no abilities this turn. Probably just grabbing another Fighting Fury belt then. Put this on here and then switch to it. And the Bursting Balloon there, because I didn't attack, it just disappeared at the end of turn. Falls off. Howdy, Shadow. Fisherband's going to let him get a bunch of energies back to their hand. Presumably so they can have plenty of energies to discard to this to deal 60 points of damage to... He's got to hit this guy twice on my bench here to knock him out. I'd like to draw Dark Energy here. Super Rod. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I was going to go ahead and Hex Maniac here. And then pass the turn, I guess. I could switch to this and attack, but it's not lethal. It's only doing 100. Yeah. If we had energy that turn, we'd probably be in an okay spot because we get to attack and then Hex Maniac. But now he just gets to hit me and pass the turn, and then this next turn he can knock this out, basically. Alright, we needed that last turn. Because if we would have gotten to do that last turn, we would have been able to knock it out this turn and collect a prize. Yeah, this matchup's pretty good. Pretty done. This game is pretty done. I don't know about this matchup in general, but that game is over. Okay, Maddie. And I'm very obviously at home now. Grinja is definitely a reason to put the Trubbish Garbodor in a deck like this. I've seen a lot of people, the Darktina build like that was successful in Athens had, or the Darkrai build that was successful in Athens had the Garbodor package, but I don't really care for that. I don't have any basics here, so we have to mulligan. A Quackbob. Seems medium. I'd like an Ultra Ball in it. We're going to have to end before we get anything going, but we can at least play Double Dragon Energy before we do that. Opponents on the play, I think. Yeah. Nidoran, basic. Okay. I don't really trade cards on here. Sorry. So the stuff that this account isn't even mine. You may have your opponent switch his react Pokemon for bench Pokemon. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your remaining prize. Wow, that's really good. So when you have 6 prize cards, it does 170. It's not bad. Okay, and they played a Wally to evolve that. And Ultra Ball is a fantastic draw here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Double Dragon Energy on here. And then I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball and discard these 2. Yeah, that's fine. Since I have the N in my hand, and there's no Hoopa in here, let's go ahead and just grab this Darkrai. Yay, Maddie. I'm going to go ahead and play this Darkrai out, and then we'll go ahead and Max Elixir and probably brick off like a professional. Hey, we hit. All right, and then we can Verse Seeker this N back to my hand. And then go ahead and play N, draw 6 cards, plus 5 cards, really. Alright, Trainer Mail in case we find a Ultra Ball. Float Stone's not bad. Grab that for now. What does the Elixir card do? It looks at the top 6 cards of your deck, and it takes a basic energy from among them and attaches it to one of your benched Pokemon. So if there's not a basic energy in your top 6 cards, it just doesn't do anything. A Lysandre and a Float. I don't need a Float Stone or a Lysandre in paper, so your children must have left them. Nidoking must do something real scary. I'm assuming we're going to see him pop out here now. They're Ultra Balling, so they get to search your deck for a Pokemon of their choice. Defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. This attack does 20 damage each of your opponent's benched basic Pokemon. Alright, well, my opponent doesn't seem to have a lot going on. I'm going to start by trainer mailing here. Alright, found a switch. That's not bad. I think, so this has 150 hit points. This is attacking for 110 right now if I put an energy on it, because I have 2 EX Pokemon. This, if I put an energy on it, is attacking for 110 as well. So I could Skyla for Ultra Ball, and then Ultra Ball for Shaymin. That doesn't seem bad. Bin this hammer and this dark energy. Yeah, the sequencing in this game is insane. Just like the amount of choices you have every game, and like the little things, and like you're drawing and seeing enough cards that like thinning percentages tend to matter too. It's really, I really enjoy it. And here we hit a Max Elixir, so I'm going to go ahead and retreat this to my bench. And then I'm going to go ahead and Max... put this Darkrai out. We might want that. Go ahead and play this Max Elixir. Don't brick. Well, if that hadn't bricked, we'd be doing 80... We'd only be doing 130, so I guess that's fine. I already played a supporter for the turn. Play this out, so I'll go ahead and attack with this. Hey, Sam. So we hit for 110 there. So even if the Elixir had hit there, we still wouldn't have had lethal. He played out a break. What does this do? Toxic Drill. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 2 counters on it in between instead of 1. Okay. Oh, that only needs... Nope, it needs Psychic and a Colorless, so almost likely not being able to attack with that this turn. They played out another EX Pokemon here on their bench, which is relevant for us because we have the Salamence that does extra damage based on the number of EXs they have. Okay, I put a second energy on this, so... Oh, my guy's resistant to Psychic too. God, that's brutal for them. I'm going to go ahead and play this extra Darkrai out here, and then I think I'm just going to end. I don't really want a Sycamore and discard a Switch and a Verse Seeker, so this is going to give them 1 extra card in their hand, but I think that's fine. Another Fighting Fury belt is nice. Going to put this extra Dragon Energy on my Salamence. Slide this Reverse Valley out here. Put this Fighting Fury belt on my backup Darkrai, and then go ahead and attack. We knock out my opponent's Pokemon, which is a regular Pokemon, so we claim 1 prize for doing that. So this guy does 20 more for each prize card they have left. So this is going to hit me for 170 minus 20 for my resistance. So it's going to do 150 to me. And I have 220 health with the Fighting Fury belt, so not quite lethal yet. They have 4 EX Pokemon out now. Look at that, I even counted it right. They have 4 EX Pokemon out now, so I'm just going to go ahead and put an energy on here. And I'm going to switch to my Salamence, which is just going to hit this for like a cool 200. Yeah, I'm not really looking for anything, so I'm just going to hang tight for now. I attached an energy to something, so Beastly Fang hits you for 210. Grab 2 prizes, because this time I knocked out an EX Pokemon, and knocking out EX Pokemon are worth double prizes, so you get to collect 2 for knocking that guy out. Hey, Kansas. Yeah, this game's really sweet. Oh, did your tablet turn off? There you go, bud. Switching to Anita Ran here. Play this Max Elixir out. And Brick. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just going to Beastly Fang and knock this guy out. Does 160. Get to go ahead and grab him a prize card here. So we're 2 prizes away, which is 1 EX knockout away. Okay, Wally lets him evolve this. Lysandre. That's not a Lysandre. Yeah, just gonna 160. Knock your guy out. Grab that. Another Dark Energy is pretty good. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be 8 Dark Energy. So that means these Dark Rays are attacking for. Oh, that's rough. So they're gonna shuffle our hands back into our deck, and I only have 1 prize left, so I'm only gonna get 1 card, and they got 6. And it's a Sycamore, so I get to draw 7 with that. So A-okay. Piercing prizes here does 170. Very likely gonna be able to knock our opponent out. Yep. Getting it play here. I'd like to go first. Fighting colorless. Could be the Carbink deck. Giovanni, Scheme, Ranger, Lysandre. So my opponent has to mulligan here, so I'll get to draw an extra card at the start of the game. And we're on the play, so we're not going to get an end away. Garchomp. This deals extra damage to EX Pokemon. When do I think the next batch of modern post-AR testing is? I don't actually know. Worth noting that they chose to mulligan that hand. It had a Talonflame break in it, so they could have put that into play because it has an ability that allows them to do that. Do we have an out to Carbink? Yeah, we have a Hex Maniac, and we have a non-EX Yveltal. I have no idea. I think that's just an online thing that's weird. So I'm going to put a Float Stone on. Let's start with Trainer Mail, I guess. Fighting Fury Belt. Ultra Ball. I wouldn't mind just getting an Ultra Ball going here and discarding some stuff. I'm not going to need the Enhanced Hammer in this game. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and enhance or Ultra Ball, bin the Enhanced Hammer and the N. I'm going to go grab Giratina out of my deck here. Put Giratina out here, put Float Stone on here, put double colorless energy on here. I'm going to go, or double dragon, double colorless. I'm going to put Skyla out and grab a Max Elixir, and then I'm going to go ahead and Elixir. I don't know, it looked like it might have been a misclick. The rest of his hand looked fine. He Elixir mixed, because we're professional. We'll play this Shaymin out and draw cards till we have 6 in our hand. I'll go ahead and play this extra Darkrai out, and then pass the turn here. Yeah, pass the turn. So Ghibli here evolves into a guy that does extra damage to EX Pokemons. Thankfully, all of our EX Pokemon, our Darkrays, are pretty tough, and they can take a hit for 150 if our opponent's able to get their bigger guy out that their goal is to get into play. So they still have to two-shot us instead of one-shotting us. I'll be right back. I thought I was losing my mind there for a second. I couldn't find my youngest toddler, and he was sitting behind a chair with his tablet. This hand is better than our previous one. Thank you, opponent. Alright, let's start knocking some of his dorks out, shall we? Let's go ahead and Trainer Mail here to start. See what we get. Fighting Fury Belt. Actually, I kind of want this Lysandre. Lysandre makes it hard for his guys to hide. Yeah, let's do that. And am I Ultra Balling here or no? I don't think I am. I think I'm just Skyling for another Elixir. I just want to get like as much energy on my guys as fast as possible. And you want to Skyla before you Elixir because you want to thin the trainer out of your deck. So let's hit with one of these, please. Ideally both. Alright, there's the first one. Put energy on here. Let's... what does this do? This says they can't play Tool, Special Energy, or Stadium cards. Max Elixir again here. Grab that. Do I want to put this on the Giratina? Or the Darkrai? Probably just want to put it on the Darkrai. And then I'm going to go ahead and put... I'll start powering this up as a backup. Retreat this, and then this Darkrai is attacking 4. We have 5 Dark Energy right now, so that's... we have 5 Dark Energy, so that's 100. This is in for 120, so that seems fine. Just go ahead and knock his guy out here. Faded Town, not particularly good in this matchup, so my stadiums are kind of like hedged against M-Guard and M-Scizor and stuff like that. It knocks out Mega Evolution Pokemon. That's pretty good. What does this do? Attach an energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. This card's very good, Garchomp. So I'm doing 110 right now, or I'm doing 100 right now, so I need to get another double Dragon Energy, ideally, in order to one-hit KO this with a Darkrai. What does this do? It makes it do 20 extra. Yes, this is going to hit for 1... This is going to hit for 80 right now. Oh, geez. With the special fighting energy, this can one-hit KO my... Oh, these are weak to fighting too. Oh, that's terrifying. I should pay more attention. Huh. I could Verse Seeker the Skyla, and then Skyla and Elixir. That seems fine. Skyla the last Elixir. Am I Ultra Balling here? I feel like I'm Ultra Balling here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball and discard Faded Town Lysandre and go grab a Shaymin. Yeah, I'll grab a Shaymin, and then I can go ahead and energy. Okay, sweet. We're gonna one hit knock this out, And then do this, and then play this and drop 6 cards in our hand. Fighting Fury Belt really doesn't protect this. I'm going to go ahead and put the Fury Belt on my Giratina for now. Forgot these guys are weak to fighting. So teammates, I knocked out one of his guys. He gets to search his deck for any two cards. It's pretty good. So even if he knocks this out here, which is likely to happen, I could slide this Darkrai out, and then I'll have these. That'll be 5, 6, 7. So this will be attacking for 160, which is fine. Trying to figure out what they want to do here. They definitely need to get another Pokemon on their bench, so that way I can't just knock out their only guy. You lose a game of Pokemon when your opponent collects all of their prizes, or when they knock out your last Pokemon in play. You don't have another one on your bench to slide out, you lose the game. Another Garchomp, sure. Now they can put a basic on their bench and then Garchomp an energy onto it. The Turbo Assault, the fact that it returns non-basic energies is really good for them. This just really doesn't do anything. We don't care about these Shaymins. Let's just, in fact, having them on our bench is almost a liability a lot of the time. Oh, they just don't. So our opponent punted here. They almost certainly should have gotten another basic, unless they didn't have a basic to go get. Maybe they didn't have a basic to go get. But we just get to go ahead and put this on here. And then this is 5, 6, 7, as this is going to hit for 160 and knock my opponent's only Pokemon out. I could do more stuff there, but the game is over. Hey, Tiny Terror. How you doing? Get some freebies here. You want to come sit on Dad's lap? Uh-oh. Can you say hi, Internet? Hi, Internet. My name is Declan. I'm adorable. Uh-oh. What's uh-oh? Link me to some garbage deck you think I would like. Okay, my opponent gets to play here. Opponent has no basics. That hand's medium. Depends on how good this trainer mail is. He does have more hair than the emote. We need to update the emote picture sometime soon. Okay, so my opponent's playing a Garbodor Max Potion deck. Rocket Handiwork, flip 2 coins. Oh, they're playing a mill deck. Okay. Eradicate mill, Eradicate Houndoom mill. To draw some extra cards here. Yep, playing Houndoom mill. So, because people in this game draw so many cards in their decks on average per game, milling people out is actually a very legitimate strategy. This deck that I'm playing actually tends to draw a little bit less cards than a lot of people, and I'm only playing 2 Sycamores in this configuration. I'm playing 3 Ns, so it's a little bit better for us. Come on. I wouldn't mind if you put some dark energies into my discard pile. Alright. Ultra Ball and an N. Kind of wanted that Ultra Ball. Let's start on Trainer Mail here, see what we find. Elixir. That's not bad. Probably grab that. Hit that. Put an energy on here. Put a Fury Belt on here. Go ahead and play this N. So, I'm going to play this Hoopa out and search my deck for some EX Pokemon. Grab Salamence, Shaymin, and another Darkrai. Put this up here, put this up here. Probably want this Lysandre at some point. Although I guess having it in my discard pile is almost more useful. Yeah, I'm going to do this and discard these two cards. And I'm actually not going to get anything here because I just want to draw some extra cards with Shaymin because I'm looking for a Float Stone or a Switch. A Roaming Turtle. Did not find a Float Stone or a Switch. It's a little bit sad. Let's go ahead and play this Elixir out and swing in a brick and pass the turn here. Yeah, pass the turn. You know, I messed up this turn. I should have put the one energy that I played out on this Yveltal instead of putting it on the Darkrai, just assuming in my ends that I was going to find a way to Ultra Ball away an energy, because this lets me attach an energy from my discard pile to one of my Pokemon, so I would have ended up an energy that turn if I would have put it on the right guy. Hey, fam, this is my youngest, Declan. I have two boys. The older is almost 3, and this is my youngest. He's about, hi! Yeah, he's about a year and a half. Last one, Shaymin. Yep, drop. So this Salamence is going to do a ton of damage. They've got 4 EX Pokemon out right now, so he's looking at doing 100 or 210. Crushing Hammer. So their deck is mill cards and ways to discard my energies, and that's exactly what they just did a whole bunch of. And I mismanaged my energies, so I am down in energy from last turn cycle. So let's go and attack with this. Grab an energy from my discard pile and put it out here on Darkrai. So, yeah, I'd be plus an energy in play right now, which would be huge. This is another thing this deck does that's super annoying. It plays Lysandre and stuff like that to make your opponent switch up Pokemon, because a lot of these decks play Pokemon that they're not actually interested in putting into play or fighting with. They're just interested in having them sit on their bench. So I actually can't really do anything with this Hoopa. So yeah, I just got to pass the turn back here and wait till hope to draw a Switch or something like that. Not having an Olympia in my configuration is kind of detrimental in this matchup, because I can't have something to Verse Seeker back that lets me switch. Hey, Jake. There's the other one. Down to 20 cards in my deck, so if I don't hit a switch soon, or my Float Stone, we're going to be in trouble. There's a switch and a Verse Seeker that could have gotten a switch. And a Trainer Mail. And a brick. Yeah, I guess, I'm going to start putting energies on this, I suppose. You can't have the markers. Nope, sorry. Alright, well, we got a fresh hand here. Alright, we got a double dragon and potentially something that can find a switch. 2 of our switches are down. Okay, third switch is not down. Skyla could have been a switch, though. Hey, let's Skyla. Please don't be prized. Please don't be prized. Well, the last switch is prized, but we have a Float Stone here. So that'll actually... The Float Stone's actually great, because it means you can't just Lysandre up the Hoopa again. So let's retreat this to here. And then go ahead and use this Beastly Fang that's going to hit for 210 exactly, because he's got 4 EX Pokemon. Claim these prizes. And a switch is excellent. There's only 9 cards left in my deck, though, so things to be aware of. This discards an energy when it attacks. That's annoying. I'm glad I have another double dragon here in my hand. That's rough. And then this gets to attack and knock off another one. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to start on Max Elixir here, see what we find. Alright, hitting energy. Put that on here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put double dragon on here. There are 2 fighting fairy belts in here already. There's 1 and 2, so that's all of those. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this on here and then switch to this Darkrai and knock out his Eradicate here. This Darkrai is hitting for a bunch, 160. Do I have an N left in my deck still? N is actually, it's funny, it's actually a way to get extra cards into your deck later in this game. So they have a VS Seeker here, Handiwork, sure, they're going to mill over some cards off the top of my deck. Maybe I should have Trainers Mailed to look for that N, actually. Alright, well, Max Elixir and another card I didn't care about, so this gets to mill 2 more cards off the top of my deck. There's the N. And a Verse Seeker, that's not good for me. Well, let's Trainer Mail. Hopefully one of these last 2 is a Verse Seeker. It is, okay. So what this allows me to do is this Verse Seeker can grab this N out of my discard pile here. And then N's going to shuffle my hand into my deck and then only draw me 3 cards. So it's actually going to net me cards into my deck. Put this out here, and then I'll knock out his Bundle Buy. So he's got to discard 4 cards off my deck here, which is hopefully difficult for him to do. If he has another VS Seeker, he could possibly do it. Yeah, he's only played 2 VS Seekers, so Team, Rocket, Handiwork, he needs 1 heads on one of those. Max Potion, sure. There goes my Fighting Fury Belt. This discards the tool off my active Pokemon. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That Enhanced Hammer's real good. It gets rid of my energy. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm doing 120 with this. No, attacking ends your turn. Attacking is the very last thing you do. Alright, and then unfortunately we're going to lose the game here. We're just a little bit short. Draw the last card is another Dark Energy, and that's just not going to be enough. We can go ahead and put this on here. Are we 10 short actually? We're 20 short. One energy short here, so we're going to lose the game when the next turn comes up because we don't have any cards in our deck. Probably mismanaged that a little bit somewhere. It's always close every time I play against that deck. The fact that this build is playing the double dragon energies makes it a little bit more susceptible to the Eradicate deck. Since their turns on their enhanced hammers. It seems pretty reasonable. We get to be on the play too. This Skyla represents a Max Elixir, which is nice. Oh, yeah, look at that, Rogue. You're right. And then we were exactly 20 short at the end there. Yeah, good memory. I forgot that I messed that up. Yeah, and then we were one energy short at the end there, and he never knocked out any of our Pokemon. So yeah, that was the mistake. Good find. Again, like I mentioned, that's the key. You want to look for the little mistakes that you made, and they can be very hard to recognize sometimes, those little mistakes. I'm actually gonna grab this VS Seeker because this turn the Skyla is gonna get a Max Elixir for us, but next turn she could get a switch with the VS Seeker. No, actually. So I've got this stack of paper Pokemon cards right here. I'm like 3 cards short of this deck that I'm playing on stream right now, and there is a League Cup in Chicago this weekend that I'm planning on attending if the weather looks like it's going to remain nice. Another Max Elixir. Wow, we hit 2 in a row. Running hot. Hot. Alright, pass the turn back here. And remember, when you're on the play, you cannot attack on your first turn, so that's why we didn't try and get switch or anything to get this up. So opponent played Sky Bench, so we can each have 8 Pokemon on our bench. And then they're playing Hoopa here to find a bunch of Pokemons for themselves. Two Garbodor and Shaymin, so probably an M-Guard deck. Whether or not they're playing the Xeranis Break or just the Skyfield M-Guard deck, we'll find out here in a minute, hopefully. They're planning on doing tournament reports. I don't know. Producing content's a lot of work, so I don't know that I'm gonna be writing unless I have a site that wants to pay me to do so. Discards many of your bench Pokemon. Okay, so they're playing the M-Guard deck from the 2 regional events ago. Getting another regular guard. I'm assuming there's a Shaymin, so you should see like guard, Shaymin gas back up. Maybe play out a Spirit Link or 2 so they draw the max 6 on the Shaymin. Nope, just drawing 4 on the Shaymin. That's fine. Still pretty good. There's a Spirit Link. So when you evolve to a Mega Evolution, you normally end your turn unless you get a Spirit Link attached to your Pokemon like my opponent has here. Salamence. So Salamence looks really good in this matchup based on all of the EXs that they currently have in play, but he's only very good for a small window because their Mega Evolution, M Garvador, or however you want to pronounce it, discards their benched Pokemon at will. So they're able to basically just like get rid of all of their XX Pokemon to make Salamence very bad. So, like, if I was able to get Salamence going this turn and start attacking with it, it would be reasonable. Also, another thing worth noting is that he is weak to Fairy, so a single non-buffed attack kills Salamence, which is a little sad. And my opponent conceded. Okay, sure, I guess. It's one of the things that's slightly annoying about the free ladder. People don't tend to play through, and I concede too sometimes, so I can't really, you know, glass houses, throw stones, and all that. Often just concede when they have inoptimal hands or inopportune times. Grass Dark. Vespa Queen deck, maybe? Seems decent. It's got an N in case this doesn't find an Ultra Ball, but we got a draw step plus a Trainer Mail to find an Ultra Ball and get going. C dot. Flip a coin. If heads, if this Pokemon will be knocked out from damage during your opponent's next turn. It's not knocked out, and its HP becomes 10 instead. That's annoying. Oh, Marty, I actually just read what you wrote. Alright, so Bursting Balloon, Shaymin. If whatever our opponent is doing is a thing, it's not a thing that I've seen yet. Okay, Forest of Giant Plants means they can start evolving their grass Pokemon ASAP here. So normally you have to wait a turn cycle to evolve your grass Pokemon. This lets them do it right away. Oh, I've seen Gyarados before. During your opponent's next turn, attack with damage, prevent that attack's damage. The damage is 60 or less. Oh, this is a dual type, so that's where the dark comes from. I should probably Trainer Mail first. Grab Lysandre. Almost certainly just playing N here, right? So I should probably put this energy up here. Yeah, I really don't want to just have this be my turn, so I'm going to give them +2 cards, but I think it's worth it to keep some velocity going for us. Play this out. Swing and a miss on this Elixir, and then pass the turn. Didn't get to attack on the first turn, but if you have the same number of cards in hand as your opponent's attack does 60 more. Weird. Oh, that's pretty good with N. And 2 colorless energy attack that hits for 120 is pretty good. Yep. What am I doing this turn? Certainly playing Salamence. I probably don't need this Yveltal. So yes, I'm going to Ultra Ball and discard these two and probably get Hoopa. Hoopa is prized, and my second Shaymin is prized. Shaymin is fine. Let's go ahead and Trainer Mail and see what we find. Would like to find an Elixir. Alright. Wish granted. Would like to hit with the Elixir. Second wish. This wish is more complicated. Hey! Alright, put that on there. Put this on Salamence. Go ahead and play out Shaymin. Draw till we have 6. I'll go ahead and put this on here. We'll do this again. Look for another Elixir. Switch and an N. I already have an N in here. I guess I'll grab a Switch for now. You can just go ahead and Ultra Ball and go get another. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Discard these two and go get another Pokemon here. Just grab another Darkrai. Having as many Darkrai getting powered up at the same time is ideal. We've only used 2 Elixirs here, so let's play this out, and then let's go ahead and verse Seeker for this N, and then we'll N. Ideally finding another Elixir and getting an energy on here so we can start attacking. Did not... Wish was not granted this time around. I'm going to slide this out here. This has a Float Stone on it, so I can retreat it for free. I think I'm just going to switch to the Shaymin and give him a free knockout here. I'm on 3 switch. Yeah, I'm just going to... Do I want to give him the option to knock out the Shaymin or just slide a Darkrai out? Probably just want to slide a Darkrai out. I have this switch here to flip it, so it's not too bad. So this can poison both of our Pokemon. A DSLS Life Swell, you know? I'm playing a paper Pokemon tournament this weekend, so getting some practice in with the deck that I'm planning to play there. That's an interesting awkward card. Alright, so they're up to 2 EX Pokemon here, which is something to keep track of for Salamence, because Salamence is now hitting for 110 with his Dragon Fang, or Beastly Fang. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be 5 energies, which would be 120. So I'd be 10 short here. So I can Skyla. Is my Reverse Valley in here? God, my Reverse Valley is prized. What a tilt. I have 2 Max Elixirs and 6 energy left in 24 cards. So let's grab the Elixir and hope we're not unlucky. If this Elixir hits, we can knock this guy out. It's just a small store event. Hey! Landon with the cheer. Welcome. I appreciate the support. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 6. Plus, this will deal 150. So I'm going to put this on here for now. And then go ahead and switch to this Darkrai. And then crack you for a bunch. The bursting balloon hits me for 60, but I get to knock out his guy that has energies on it, so that seems like a worthwhile exchange for me. So now this thing can poison Nest and poison both of us, and then it can retreat for free. I have a Float Stone on here, so I can kind of do the same thing. I can switch and then Float Stone back, which is okay. And we're both going to shuffle our hands back in. The fact that he has an N maybe means I should have played the double Dragon Energy as opposed to the Dark Energy last turn. Yeah. Didn't know that I played Pokemon. Yeah, I started last month. Game's a lot of fun. Alright, Enhanced Hammer, get rid of this double colorless energy. Start with an Elixir. Hit, sweet. Put that on here. Put this over here. Do I want to go looking for my Switch? I don't know if I do. I guess I kind of want to Sycamore anyways. I don't want to end because their hand only has 3 cards in it. Alright, so we hit the Switch. So the world is my oyster. Definitely putting this here. How's it going, Betty? This is their standard constructed format. I could just knock out this Seed It. But I could also... Yeah, the poison really doesn't matter, I don't think. So I'm just going to knock this out. I've got 220 health, so, like, taking 20 more in a round here probably isn't going to be the end of the world. Because every time you pass the turn, poison Pokemon take 10. So this is going to go up to 80 and then up to 90 on the back to my turn. And then I'll still have the option to switch it next turn. Alright, level ball. Oh, you know, Yeah, I punted here. Huh. So, my mistake here was I should have Trainer Mailed because there's a Faded Town in my deck. And if I found the Faded Town, I could have bumped this Forest of Giant Plants to slow down what they're working on here. If their last card doesn't redraw their hand, we're probably in a favorable spot. If their last card does redraw their hand, or if it's an N, we could be in trouble. Lysandre up, whoever you want. Alright, and that's going to let him knock this out and collect 2 prizes. That seems fine. I'm going to knock your guy out in turn here. There's a VS Seeker. I'm just going to spread my energies out here a little bit. All my Pokemon are in the bin here. Do I have a Super Rod left in my deck? Let's Trainer Mail, see what we find. Another Verse Seeker, sure. The Skyla, see if we have a Super Rod to put some Pokemon back in my deck. My Super Rod is not present. I am just going to go ahead and get this Faded Town, though. And bump this out of here. I'm going to spread my energies out here a little bit. Put this on here, and then go ahead and attack for a lethal amount. I could start putting energies on here, but like this only has 60 health less, so I don't think we want to do that. You want to go upstairs? Okay, I think this is going to be Dad's last game anyways. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out here, by the way. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a professional gamer. Here on this channel, we stream all sorts of paper and digital TCGs. We play Pokemon, Magic, Hex, lots of other things. If you're enjoying the content and you are new, I would encourage you to show a little bit of support by using that follow button there below the stream. That helps other people find the channel, doesn't cost you anything. If you're really enjoying the content and want to do that next level of support, that $4.99 a month subscription option helps support me financially, as well as the Twitch infrastructure that we all use and enjoy. If you want to see more content for myself personally after I sign off here after this match, my YouTube channel is linked in the stream information. You can find countless hours of Pokemon and Hex and Magic and all sorts of TCG content on there. I break it up by game, by deck, by format, so you can watch just the content that you personally care about. The last way you can support the stream is that Super Rod logo up there is a competitive Pokemon TCG podcast. You can find them on iTunes and SoundCloud and Twitter and Facebook, and you should check them out if you're interested in doing competitive Pokemon stuff. All right. Anywho, what are we doing to win this game? Probably just knocking this out. How are we knocking this out? Dealer's choice. Put a double dragon energy on here and then attack for 1,000,000. Someone asked what Faded Town does. Faded Town puts 2 damage counters on every Mega Evolution Pokemon in between each turn cycle. So this is kind of a hedge against some of the decks that are more popular in Pokemon Standard format right now. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and knock out the Shaymin. Yeah. KO your guy. Casual 230U. Take 60 from the Bursting Balloon, and then we're going to take some damage here from the turn cycle on the in-between here. But we only have 1 prize left, and we've got a Salamence and a Darkrai here that are just like ready and rearing to go, so we should be pretty good, well off here. $230 for 2 energy. Yep, it's okay. Scale of 1 to not bad. Definitely closer to the not bad side of the scale. Yeah, Poda concedes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I will catch you around. I will be back on tomorrow afternoon. Every Wednesday afternoon is always Pokemon here on this channel. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are usually Hex, but we're gonna mix it up here and there. Link to Twitch channels. Yep, feel free to post a link in chat, Doobs, to their Twitch channel. I don't have that offhand. I'm gonna find someone to host you real quick before I sign off.